So dear students, today's chapter that we are going to do is chapter number 2 from your book Snapshots, The Address, written by Marga Minko. She is the author of this story, but the character who is narrating the story is not the author. This I am making you clear. The narrator is someone else and the name is not disclosed in the story here. And this story is about a very poignant, a serious account of this girl who comes to an address which was once given to her by her mother. At that time, she had asked her to remember the address, and the girl did so. She had also asked her to come to the address. So why the girl she came to address? What was the reason why the mother had asked her to remember the address? When we will read the story, we will come to know. Before that, just a brief account of the background, the plot of the story. The story relates to the time of World War II. You all know how World War II started. Can anybody tell me? The events that led to World War II. From online, if anybody can tell, you can raise hand. I can unmute you then. It's important to understand little bit background of the story that will help you in better understanding. Nobody knows? You have already read this in your 9th, 10th standard, I guess. If I name one person, can you relate? Adolf Hitler, Germany. Now, can you remember? No, nothing? Nothing is coming to your mind? Very good. Anybody from online, if you can share? No one wants to speak. सुबह सुबह कहते हैं मैम क्यों वर्ल्ड वॉर लेकर बैठ गए? Okay, let me just give you a brief of it. That हाँ जी बेटा बताइए. Yes. हाँ जी, very good. When Hitler became the leader of the party, which was of Nazis, and he then started invading other country, and he started from Poland. And the way he started conquering other countries, it led to World War II. And here we see that the army of Hitler, they were really brutal. The story highlights the atrocities of war, the atrocities done by the Nazis over the Dutch Jews. The Nazis, they were against Jews community. And there are a lot of stories of brutalities done over these Dutch Jews. So it was when Germany attacked Holland. Holland was also at war, and it was the year about 1940 when this war started. So here we see that how Germans, they invaded Holland, they occupied the areas of Holland. And then how the Dutch Jews, they surrendered. They were persecuted. They had to run away from the country. They were sent to concentration camps where they were brutally murdered. The women, the children, they were left to die in open winter, cold air. The men, they were gassed. All the stories of brutal behavior of the Nazi army. And this is the background of the story, where we see that how the story, it's divided into pre-war and the post-war section. It indicates that at that time, in those times of war, when the Germans, they had taken over, they have occupied the areas of Holland and other nearby countries. The people, they fled to different countries. They used to spend time hiding in different places for months and years. And this here reminds me of a girl whose diary we have read, The Diary of a Young Girl. Have you heard the name of the book? That also shows the atrocities, the difficult times that the girl and their family had gone through, and ultimately how they all died. Only the father survived from the family. And when he got the diary of his daughter, he decided to publish it. All the heart-rending accounts were there, and he was moved by reading all the accounts of his own daughter. So those were very difficult times. And during that time, the narrator of the story, they also had to run away from the country, leaving everything behind just to save their lives. And she undergoes various trauma, the painful memories. Then she also loses her mother. And then how one day she decides to come back to the address which was once asked by her mother to her. But that was also not easy for her. At that time, she was reluctant to come back to the address, but still, she was standing in front of the door of the address which her mother had asked her to come to. And the story opens when this girl, she rings the doorbell, right? So let's start reading and understand what the story is all about, The Address, written by Marga Minko. This short story is a poignant account of a daughter who goes in search of her mother's belongings after the war in Holland. When she finds them, the objects evoke memories of her earlier life. However, she decides to leave them all behind and resolves to move on. A very brief introduction. Central idea of the story is given that the girl decides to visit the address, but ultimately leaves from there empty-handed. Why? Why was it that she did not take the belongings for which she had traveled so far? She came back to the country, the place where all the good memories, happy memories, and the painful memories were also there. She knew that all the memories would be evoked, but still she visited. She had taken so much pain to reach that address, but why then she left empty-handed? Let's start reading and understand. Do you still know me? I asked. The woman looked at me searchingly. She had opened the door a chink. I came closer and stood on the step. So here the narrator, but she's not the author here, and the narrator is the female here, right? So this girl, she rang the bell, and the lady of the house, she opened the door. And the girl, she asked her that if she remembered her or not. And she said, do you still know me? The woman looked at me searchingly. Now, sometimes when you don't recognize a person, आप बड़े curious face से जब देखते हो ऊपर से नीचे तक, you try to identify the person. Please give the attendance slip, better. So you try to identify the person and you try to remember who the person is. So that way we call searchingly, trying to recall and looking carefully at the person. So that expression is searchingly, inquiringly. She had opened the door a chink. A chink means very little, ajar. जैसे कोई stranger अगर knock करता है, if you see that you don't know the person, you don't open the door full, है ना? You just open for a little section, and from there you peep and you just talk to the person. So similar way, this lady had just opened the door ajar, very little. I came closer and stood on the step. So steps were there. So she then took a step and moved forward. And she said very plainly, no, I don't know you. The girl, she tried to make her remember her. I am Mrs. S's daughter. Now the narrator's mother's name is also not disclosed. Only Mrs. S is mentioned there. And she tells, I am Mrs. S's daughter. She held her hand on the door. So who is she here? The lady of the house who has opened the door. as though she wanted to prevent it opening any further. Her face gave absolutely no sign of recognition. She kept staring at me in silence. But the lady, she still could not recognize the girl who was standing at her doorstep. And that is why she prevented the door opening further. उसने दरवाजा पूरा अभी भी नहीं खोला क्योंकि अभी भी वो लड़की को पहचान नहीं पा रही थी. And she kept staring at me in silence. Perhaps I was mistaken. The narrator for a moment thought that she might be standing at a wrong address. I thought perhaps it isn't her. I had seen her only once, fleetingly. Fleetingly कहते हैं just momentarily. Just for a moment she had seen this woman here. So, and that was years ago. It was most probable that I had rung the wrong bell. So the way the lady, she gave a very cold reception. She did not recognize her. For a moment, the narrator thought that she was standing at the wrong address. It was her mistake. The woman let go of the door and stepped to the side. She was wearing my mother's green knitted cardigan. The wooden buttons were rather pale from washing. She saw that I was looking at the cardigan and half hid herself again behind the door. But I knew now that I was right. Now, as the girl, she was just standing there in confusion. At the same time, this lady, she opened the door and she came forward. And the moment she came forward, the narrator, she saw her wearing her mother's cardigan. That was a knitted cardigan. Cardigan was a sweater, right? So, वो जो green knitted cardigan था, वो उसकी mother का था, which had wooden buttons. And those buttons, they got faded because of overwashing. And she recognized that sweater, that cardigan. And at that moment, she was sure that she was standing at the right address. And this lady also, when she saw the girl looking at her in that way, she also understood that the girl had known the fact that she was just trying to avoid her, because the lady has also recognized her when she had introduced her that she was Mrs. S's daughter. And that's why she became conscious and she hid herself again behind the door. इस लेडी को पता था कि ये लड़की कौन है जो उसके दरवाजे के सामने खड़ी है. She had recognized the moment she had said, I am Mrs. S's daughter. But she pretended not to identify her. Why? What was the reason? ऐसा क्या हो गया था कि ये औरत जो थी उसे पहचानने से मना कर रही थी? And the narrator said, I knew now that I was right, that she was at the right address and she was talking to the right person at the moment. Well, you knew my mother, I asked. And she confirmed again. आप मेरी माँ को जानती थी ना? Have you come back? Said the woman. I thought that no one had come back. The narrator said, only me. Now, see, this conversation, it shows that many people, they have fled from their country, leaving their homes behind. And no one had returned yet. And only this girl came back. And with this conversation, we come to know. At least in that society, in the colony where this girl lived, she had returned. And thus she told this lady that it was only her that she had returned there. A door opened and closed in the passage behind her. A musty smell emerged. Musty means stale. बड़ी foul सी smell बाहर की तरफ आई, because the narrator felt that she felt a door opening and closing behind inside the room. And she felt this foul smell coming out of the room. I regret I cannot do anything for you. The lady, she said to the narrator that she was sorry that at the moment she could not welcome her and she was helpless. At that moment, she could be of no help to the girl. And she said that she could not do anything for her. I have come here especially on the train. I wanted to talk to you for a moment. The narrator insisted that she had come from far away on a train and she wanted to talk to this lady. It is not convenient for me now, said the woman. I can't see you another time. She again plainly refused, bluntly she refused. And the narrator, she was a little disappointed. She did not expect such a cold behavior from this lady. So she said, the narrator said she nodded and cautiously closed the door as though no one inside the house should be disturbed. So without making much movement, saying this that it was not convenient. Convenient means इस वक्त सुविधाजनक ना होना, that she would not welcome her at the moment in her house and she refused to take her inside the house. And she asked her to come some other time. And she nodded cautiously. जैसे आप किसी को कहते हो ना, आप nod करते हो. Okay, हम फिर कभी मिल लेंगे. She nodded and very carefully, cautiously, she closed the door, as if she did not want to disturb the members, those who were there inside the house. I stood where I was on the step. So here we see disappointment, the way this line is written here. She was shocked the way she was not welcome. And she stood there for a moment, not believing that she was not even taken inside the house. The lady refused to talk to her. The curtain in front of the bay window moved. Bay window कहते हैं जो large window बनाई जाती है, right? And उसपे curtains होते हैं. So that bay window, there were curtains, and she felt that those curtains moved, as if someone was trying to peek through that curtain. Someone stared at me and would then have asked what I wanted. Oh, nothing, the woman would have said. It was nothing. She felt जैसे मानो घर के अंदर से कोई झांकने की कोशिश कर रहा है और मुझसे पूछ रहा हो कि भाई क्या बात है, और अंदर से वो लेडी रिप्लाई करती कि नहीं कोई नहीं, ऐसे ही कोई है, nothing is there, it was nothing, as if trying to avoid the narrator at the moment. So she would not have even told the members of the house that someone has visited the house. I looked at the nameplate again. Darling, it said, in black letters on white enamel, and on the jamb a bit higher, the number 46. She again tried to make herself clear that whether she was at the right address. So she read the nameplate. जैम होता है जो डोर के बाहर की जो साइड्स बनी होती है जिससे नेम प्लेट्स लगाए जाते हैं ना, जो मेन गेट लगा होता है, so that part is called the jam. So the side of the door. And there she read the name. It was Mrs. Dorling. D-O-R-L-I-N-G. Please don't write darling there, because many of you while writing you make that mistake. It's D-O-R-L-I-N-G. It's Mrs. Dorling. Okay. And she again checked the nameplate. She read the house number that was there. It was number 46. As I walked slowly back to the station, I thought about my mother, who had given me the address years ago. It had been in the first half of the war. I was home for a few days, and it struck me immediately that something or others about the rooms had changed. Now she's having flashback of memories when she had met the lady for the first time. And she talks of the first half of the war, when the war had just started. So she had come back to her house, and it might be that at that time she used to stay in a hostel, and she had come to her house. So when she came back to her house, she immediately noticed that a lot of change was there in the house. घर में बहुत कुछ बदला हुआ था. I missed various things. So a lot of things were missing from their house. My mother was surprised I should have noticed so quickly. माँ को यकीन नहीं आया था कि उनकी जो बेटी है वो इतनी जल्दी इन चीजों को ऑब्जर्व कर लेगी कि घर से काफी कुछ मिसिंग है. Then she told me about Mrs. Darling. I had never heard of her, but apparently she was an old acquaintance of my mother who she hadn't seen for years. And it was at that time that she had mentioned the name Mrs. Darling to her daughter. And the narrator, she had heard the name for the first time. And as information shared by her mother, she came to know that she was an acquaintance, old acquaintance. Means कोई पुरानी दोस्त थी उनकी mother की, and काफी time से दोनों एक दूसरे से मिले भी नहीं थे. So they hadn't seen for years. And she had suddenly turned up and renewed their contact. Since then, she had come regularly. So it was quite sudden that the lady had arrived at that place and they started meeting frequently. And this lady, Mrs. Darling, she had started visiting their house regularly. So what was the reason? Every time she leaves here, she takes something home with her, said my mother. So Mrs. Darling, she would come to their house, and whenever she would leave, she would take some of the belongings of the narrator and her mother along with her. जब भी वो उनके घर आया करती थी, वो कुछ सामान अपने साथ अपने घर ले जाती थी. ऐसा क्यों था? She took all the table silver in one go. Table silver here refers to the cutlery, silver cutleries जो होती हैं, जो जिस पे आप खाना खाते हो, और टेबल में जो प्रॉपर आपका खाना खाने के लिए जो कटलरीज होती हैं. So she had taken that silver cutlery in a one go. एक बार में वो भारी चांदी के बर्तन वो साथ में उठा के ले गई थी. And then the antique plates that hung there. There were some antique plates on the wall. She had taken all of them. She had trouble lugging those large vases. And I'm worried she got a crick in her bag from the crockery. So the mother is telling everything to her daughter. That every time she would come, she would take either the silver cutlery or the antique plates that were there hung on the wall, or she would take the large vases. So उनके घर पे बहुत सारे antique और कीमती चीजें थी, वो उनको धीरे धीरे उठा के ले जाती थी. And कहती है कि I just worried कि she also might have got a crick in her back. Crick means जब आप बहुत effort लगाकर कोई चीज करते हो तो having strain in your back, कि मोच आ जाना या झटका लग जाना. That way a crick in her back. My mother shook her head pityingly. I would never have dared ask her. Now the mother, she is trying to justify herself to the daughter. कि मेरी तो कभी हिम्मत नहीं होती, मैं मिसेस डॉर्लिंग से कहती कि तुम हमारे घर का सामान अपने घर ले जाओ. I would never have dared. She suggested it to me herself. She even insisted. And she tells the daughter that the suggestion had come from Mrs. Darling herself. She had herself come to me and given me the suggestion that all their belongings should be kept safely in their house, Mrs. Darling's house. She even insisted she wanted to save all my nice things. If we have to leave here, we shall lose everything, she says. So Mrs. Darling ने कैसे convince किया था Mrs. S को? By saying that suppose if you have to leave your house in a hurry, then your house might be looted, robbed. You lose all your precious belongings. And this way, she had suggested Mrs. S that they should keep all their belongings in her house. And she promised to keep the belongings in her safe custody. उसने वादा किया मिसेज एस से कि वो उनके इन सामान का पूरा पूरा ध्यान रखेंगे. इस वादे के साथ मिसेस एस जो थी, she was convinced and she had started giving the belongings to Mrs. Darling then. Have you agreed with her that she should keep everything? I asked. Here agreed means that has she got any document signed from her? कि क्या आपने कोई agreement किया है? How can you trust her? या आपने agreement sign भी किया कि क्या वो सब कुछ safely रख लेगी? Because the narrator, she was not convinced by the arguments given by her mother, the justification that she had given. She was not convinced and she wanted to ask if she had agreed or not. As if that's necessary, my mother cried. माँ थोड़ा सा नाराज होती है. Obviously, अगर कोई आपका दोस्त आकर आपकी मदद कर रहा है और कोई कहेगा तुमने कुछ लिखा पढ़ी की है, you will get annoyed. मेरा दोस्त है, लिखा पढ़ी कैसे? But it's a very sensible and common sense. We can say that we should make an agreement. whenever we are dealing in money or anything else. And here the daughter, she was not convinced and she asked, have you agreed? And the mother became angry, as if that's necessary. It would simply be an insult to talk like that. And think about the risk she's running each time she goes out of the door with full suitcase or bag. There were the Nazis, the army roaming outside every time. So she said, just think about the risk that she was taking. She was helping them. And on the contrary, the daughter was asking about having agreements and signing the papers. So she became a little angry. But the daughter was not satisfied. My mother seemed to notice that I was not entirely convinced. She looked at me reprovingly, and after that we spoke no more about it. Reprovingly, जब गुस्से से देखते हैं, rebukingly that let's finish this conversation. So that way, when she looked at her daughter, the daughter did not speak further. But she was not entirely convinced, and the mother also knew the fact very well. माँ को भी इस बात का एहसास था कि बेटी convinced नहीं हुई है. But she wanted that they should stop discussing about the topic further. Meanwhile, I had arrived at the station without having paid much attention to the things on the way. So she was going back to railway station because she was not welcomed in the house of Mrs. Darling. She had to go back. She had no place to stay there. And as she was going back, she was having all the recollection, the memories of the past. So flashback में उसने वो सारी बातें उसको याद आती हैं कि किस तरह से वो मिसेस डॉलिंग से मिली थी. एंड वो कहती कि यही सोचते सोचते मैं स्टेशन पहुंच चुकी थी. बट कहती विदाउट हैविंग पेड मच अटेंशन टू द थिंग्स ऑन द वे. She avoided looking at the things. Now see, when you are moving from a place or you are moving at a place which is very familiar, जहां आपने अपना बचपन गुजारा हो, you always try to look and remember your childhood days. आप उन चीजों को देखते हो, निहारते हो. But this narrator, she was avoiding looking at those things. She did not even pay much attention. She kept on walking, lost in her own thoughts. I was walking in a familiar places again for the first time since the war, but I did not want to go further than was necessary. So after the war, she had returned to that familiar place for the first time. But she said कि उसने उतना ही ध्यान दिया जितना necessary था. कितना necessary था? रास्ते से ठीक ठाक चलते हुए रेलवे स्टेशन पहुंच जाना. Apart from that, she did not pay any attention to the things that were there all around. I didn't want to upset myself with the sight of streets and houses full of memories from a precious time. She knew that these recollections will also bring back the painful memories of her life. The time when they had to leave their own homeland, leave their house. So it was having, apart from having sweet memories, she also had some sour memories. And she avoided looking at all those things. She did not want to upset herself. And that's why she said that she was just walking in the street, but she did not pay attention to the things that were all around. She knew that the sights of the streets, the houses full of memories from a precious time would definitely make her upset. Right? Today we'll stop here, stop the reading here. We will continue in the next class. I hope the story is clear up to this part. In case you have any doubt, you can ask. Okay.